What's going on, YouTubers? King Dennis here with another little tutorial, I guess, if you want to call it. This is the Aerogarden. So there's always a lot of discussions as to what medium can I use. We can go with the generic using the basket and then having the Aerogarden basket that comes with it. But also the one that's come into attention is one's called rapid rooters. And so that's what this guy is right here. It's a rapid rooter. But unless your water pump is working well, then this may not be the one for you, because what happens is if there's no water going through the pump and feeding the sponge to stay moist, then you're gonna have issues with drying up like this. Fortunately, with the roots being long enough, touching the water, it has no issues. But as you guys are continuing to grow in the Aerogarden, you want to make sure that you try to go ahead and at least pull them out a little bit so that the roots aren't too tangled. So when you do try to separate them, it's not too much of an issue. But again, I use both the rapid rooters and whatever Aerogarden I use, just because this Aerogarden, the sponge or the water pump works, but right now it seems to have stopped, so it might be clogged, so I need to go ahead and clean it up. But these are pepper plants. Most of these guys have been in here maybe about 90 days, although it says 112 days. I started a whole bunch of other things in here before then. But this guy, the problem is he's already all the way over here and he's not getting too much light, because I don't want to raise it up, because if I raise it up, these guys are going to be starting to get leggy and try to stretch for the light. But as far as pulling him out, I think earlier I went ahead and was able to pull the roots already on some of them so that they're separated, and you can see how easily this guy just comes off. No problem, just like that. And so now I can go ahead and put this in another hydroponic system, or if I want to put it into soil. So right now my main concern is trying to get this plant out of here, because the top is not getting that much light, and so it's gonna do me no good if it's growing tall and it's growing weak because there's no lighting. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull this out. Let's see, how do I do this? I want you guys to be able to see me struggle with pulling it out. At the same time, I want you to see how easy it can be. So I'll go ahead and raise the lights up so there's no distractions, nothing to get in the way. Let's see. I think I entangled the roots as well on this one, so it's not too bad. And that is the benefits of trying to keep them untangled as much as possible. So when you do pull it out just like that, problem solved, no problem. We got it out of the way. Put this aside. So now I am down to these 3 plants right here. Do I want to get this wild pepper? This is called the fluexuum. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but could be wrong. Looks like some of them are starting to flower, but most of them, the fruit or the flowers aren't setting, because probably the optimal conditions isn't available for here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull it out, and it will then allow me to go ahead and check on the rest. So I'll pause this. Okay, so want to be careful because this is a wild pepper that seems to be forever to germinate and to grow. This one, maybe I started here 112 days, and that's from seed to now. And so that wasn't too bad. The roots on this one isn't as thick as I expected it to be, and that's a problem. So I will go ahead and try to get this bad boy into another container. Put it aside for now. And so now I'm just left with these guys, and bad thing is these are the root cubes, or the rapid rooters, and they're drying up, as you can tell, because my water pump is probably plugged up, but it does a trick. And for the most part, the only reason I'm using a basket with this one is because I cut it in half. I split two plants apart, but for the most part, you don't need the basket, and it makes things easier as far as transplanting and just pulling it out just like that, no problems. Put it into bigger medium, whether it be soil or hydroponics, and you can continue to move forward with whatever you want to do with it. So that's it. Now it's time to go ahead and clean up the pump. Time to clean up the Aerogarden and put something else new. So hopefully this was informative and not just me jabbering all 7 minutes of it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.